This is Marvel Legends Ghost Rider. This is part of the first wave of the 2012 return of Marvel Legends 6-inch action figures. I also have the variant version in package. I will compare it to the regular version. Like I said, this is the return of Marvel Legends. I never really collected many Marvel Legends before, but this one came out. I really like the Marvel Universe line, and I think they brought this back because that's doing so well. So I saw it at the comic shop, and I got this one and Hope Summers at first. Hope Summers because I'm a huge X-Men fan. And this one, I mean, he just looked phenomenal through the packaging. Amazing sculpt, amazing paint, really great looking figure. And I like him a lot, but once I got him out of the packaging, I realized he has one major problem with posability. So that brought its overall quality was brought down a bit by that. But I mean, he looks amazing. On to him in a second. Let's look at the packaging first, as always. I really like this new Marvel Legends packaging. I mean, it's awesome looking. They got great images, real big letters and advertisements or whatever on it. It just looks very comic book-like. Really cool. One problem I do have with it, though, is there's not a very good picture of the actual action figure on it. There's just these little pictures. He is a BAF figure, a build-a-figure, meaning he comes with a body part of a bigger figure. In this case, it's Terrax, the Herald of Galactus, and Ghost Rider comes with the left and right arms, both arms. So that's cool. I like this figure too. He's decent. I'll do a review of him later. All right, on to the figure. He doesn't come with any accessories. He doesn't have a display stand, and he doesn't even have a chain, which I was definitely disappointed with him not having a chain. Come on, Ghost Rider really needs a chain. Overall, look at this guy. I mean, he looks badass. Look at him. He's kind of like a modified version of the Ghost Rider everybody's used to. He's got these big shoulder spikes on him. He's really thick looking. But I like it. I like it. It's a little bulky. His jacket's a little bulky, but other than that, I mean, he just looks big and scary, very intimidating, very Ghost Rider, and I like that. Alright, let's move on to the sculpt and paint, which is really where this figure shines. The jacket on him is really cool looking. There's a lot of good texture in it right here. It's made of like a soft rubber or plastic. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but the tails are pretty pliable. Sorry, I have it unhooked here, but it usually fits him a little bit more snugly. Like when you bend this, it won't come up. It makes them a little bit thick, a little bit wide, and I don't really like that about it. I would prefer a more slender Ghost Rider, but I mean, all in all, it's a great jacket. I mean, look at all that nice texture in here, and all the metal bits are really cool looking. The chains on it got a lot of good detail, silver and black. Weathering to it. The back's got a lot of texture here. The collar is real big. I like that a lot. And then the shoulder spikes obviously are probably the thing that draws your attention most. It really looks like it's got a real metally look to it, like a really old metal. Has a lot of chips in it and it's a lot of wear. The spikes are really cool too. I like those. And of course the flames on it. It's like a translucent plastic. It's clear at the bottom and blue at the top. They're pretty stiff, but just the top of it kind of, it's a little bit pliable. Alright. One problem with the jacket, though, is it really gets in the way of his articulation, and you can't really take it off. You can unhook it here on the sides, so I was really disappointed. Let me explain to you what's wrong with it. He can't really put his right arm down. That's as far as it goes. It hits this thing, or I'm not sure, because this arm does it fine, and it looks to be symmetrical on both sides, but this arm just won't go down. You kind of have to unhook it, spread it apart, and then push it down like that. But I mean, if you want him to be wearing his jacket so it doesn't bunch up and look silly, I mean, that arm's going to be out there like that. So that really bugs me. So it unhooks here, but it's attached again up at the top. And it has two, here's a peg and peg hole, and up here there's that, but it's glued in. So you can unhook this, but you can't really take it off. His body is really nice. I like his body a lot. It's got a lot of good muscle to it, a lot of good texture. It's like a semi-gloss black paint. On the body, on the actual suit, it's just the one color black. There's not much detail to it, but the little armor bits, they're just like the shoulder pad armor. It's got a real metally look to it. A lot of chips and just digs in it. Real cool, and the paint on it is awesome too. His knee pads and shin guards are sick. Look at that. A lot of good, a nice design in there. And again, it's really realistic looking metal. Silver with the black weathering, and the knee pads are actually on his knees, like that. So it's not attached to the boot, so you can bend his knees like that. I would have preferred it to be attached to the boot, just because it would look more real, like the Marvel Select Colossus that came out. But not really. His boots are awesome. Look at his boots. They're very, I don't know, spiky, I guess. But I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. But they're very intimidating looking. The paint on him, on the jacket, I already showed you the paint here. On the jacket, it's just black, and then it has a little bit of a blue tone tinting to it right here. And I guess that's supposed to be the light coming up from the flames. Now the flames on his, well, let me show you his head sculpt. Look at that head sculpt, man. That's awesome. Real scary looking, man. That looks like a real skull. A lot of good texture in there too, and just that's a white paint with the blue, just all throughout the face. And I think that's supposed to be, the light coming off the flames. The flames on his head are just like on his shoulder. It's really hard and stiff, except at the top. It's a little bit flexible, and it's clear, and then blue at the top. I'm not sure why they went. Why they went with the blue instead of orange, but I mean it's cool. I do like it. Now there is a variant version here, and the only difference between this one is the color of his flames. It's exactly the same. The face is just white with orange tinting to it, and then the flames, instead of being clear to orange, they're orange to a darker orange, or almost like a red. And then of course he has the yellow tinting on his chest, on his buckles, and on his shoulder pads. There's none on the actual jacket, unlike this one. It's more like just a gray color on the jacket. But that's the only difference, really. Alright, let's take a look at how big he is. There's nothing really you need to worry about in terms of quality control. Marvel Legends is pretty good about their quality control. I couldn't see anything wrong on any of the ones I saw. Here he is next to the 6-inch 2011 Panthro. So I mean, he's a pretty big figure. He's pretty tall. If you don't have him, here he is next to a Gladiator from Marvel Universe. I mean, so he's pretty big, and he's pretty thick too. He's about maybe a little bit smaller than the Steve Rogers that just came out. Now his articulation, he's got good articulation, but it's kind of useless. He's got a ball jointed head. He's got a ball jointed shoulder, but like I said, this right arm, you can't do much with it at all. It's got a swivel bicep, double hinge elbow, ball hinge wrists. It's got an ab crunch, a waist swivel, ball jointed hips, a swivel thigh, double jointed knee, and a swivel hinge foot, or a ball hinge foot. Sorry, but again, can't really get him to do much because of this arm. That really brings it down for me. But other than that, I mean, his legs got some pretty good movement, but these chains kind of get in the way. I mean, he can't really do much. I mean, he can hit this one pose pretty well, but other than that, you might want to leave him in the package. I'm kind of wishing I left him in the package. I'm definitely leaving my variant in the package. Alright, so final thoughts. He's an amazing looking figure. I mean, I give his sculpt a 10. I mean, he just looks awesome. But that posability problem really brings him down. Really brings him down for me. He can't stand up well to save his life. Overall, with that posability problem, I'd give him like a 7 because he does look amazing. But again. Alright, well that's it. That's it for him. I hope you found this helpful. And until next time, keep collecting.